Before we go to the concrete questions, I think it would be helpful to elaborate a bit more on the point that you are making about changing levels of consciousness, both when does the need arise, when is somebody ready to change the level of consciousness, and how does one do that? So obviously, I remember a quote of yours, and that quote was, only those who are fully satisfied at a given level or who are totally dissatisfied at a given level have the urge or readiness to go to the next level. Now, could you elaborate a bit more so that we are ready to go to the next questions?
Yeah, sure. Okay. When I said in order to experience something completely, there are two ways one can experience anything in 100% way. One is to be contented with something on the level of wherever you are, 100% contentment or 100% discontentment. They look totally different. They look paradoxical actually, but that is the reality. I can explain that when we are living a material life, some things that we do give us some happiness. So the gradient of happiness or a quotient of happiness varies depending on what we do. So in my opinion, as long as a person is happy or the person is satisfied with that happiness quotient of say 50, 60, 70, 80%, and that too for a temporary shorter period, then for that person there is no need to go on the higher level of experience. Okay. So what happens in our experience of materialistic life is we try to do things and get happiness, and in a way, like by doing something we are happy for some time. That happiness disappears after a few days or few hours or maybe few minutes, and what we feel is that okay, we should be doing this thing more often. Or say for example, like you go out for a outing with your family to a 2 days trip for a couple of times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and you feel that no, that's not enough. Let me increase the dose. Let me increase the dose to now a 7 days trip. So you go out with your family for 7 days trip. Then after doing it so many times, you realize no, it's not sufficient. Let me go for a 2-week trip. Then you may go it for a 1-month trip. But whatever you may do, your happiness that you get after doing that lasts for some time only, whether your 2-day trip or whether it is your 1-month trip. In fact, I know so many people who book their tour journeys 2 years in advance. Like every 6 months they go out for some tour, and the 4 tours are planned in advance. So what are they doing? So what I mean to say is that we try to increase the dose of things what we do or what we feel which bring us happiness. So it is a kind of a kick, isn't it a kick? That's what I mean to say. Isn't it a kick? Or maybe somebody who is who likes to enjoy a drink. So his journey starts with maybe a casual drink, maybe a peg a day or peg in a week, then maybe a peg a day, maybe a 2 pegs a day, maybe a 3 pegs a day. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to increase the dose of that, and by doing that we are getting enmeshed in that circle only. But for somebody who realizes, someone who realizes that whatever I am doing by while living this materialistic life, actually the happiness I am getting is not of the permanent quality, not that is constant. So that person I feel is ready to go for the next level of experience of consciousness or next level of consciousness. So dissatisfaction in whatever you are doing, that is one, or satisfaction. Now what is satisfaction about? It's somebody who has lived life with all the materials and everything. You have all the materials in the world, right? So somebody who has lived that life intensely, really, so even that person actually has got a possibility of moving to the next level, because he or she realizes that now I have enjoyed life, all the materials I have enjoyed, whatever best possible to anybody on the earth, I have enjoyed that. Now I need to go to the next level. And definitely that person also will be able to go to the next level of consciousness.
Yeah. So in the US, there is a nice word for it. Been there, done that. So when you have been there, done that, pretty much everything, then you are ready. One way of getting to the next level, or if you are completely dissatisfied wherever you are, then you are ready to go to the next level, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Or dissatisfaction, it may happen for somebody that when somebody is dissatisfied, maybe some person get cornered also in life through the life situations. That person get cornered in such a way that there is no other way but to go inside. So somebody who is dissatisfied with life, like see, you can say a example of say Gautam Buddha. Example of Gautam Buddha, like Gautam Buddha was he belonged to a royal family. And he was kept in such a situation. Somebody told his father, an astrologer told to his father, that this fellow is going to be a spiritual person. The father was worried, and father said, but who will then take care of my kingdom? So then what to do? So he said, what shall I do so that he doesn't go to the spiritual, doesn't enter into a spiritual realm? So he was told that keep him away from death, because the moment anybody get an experience of death, there are chances that the person might wake up from the dream. So he was kept away from the death. So he was kept separately. He sees one procession where a dead man is being taken to the funeral. When Gautama Buddha, when he sees that, he asks a person, caretaker, what is this? He said, it's a dead body. He said, what does that mean? Will I be dead also? He said, yes. Immediately he realizes and he says, okay, if I will be like this, I don't want to die. Before that, I want to know what is death. Okay? So somebody like him, like who was in all the riches and everything, but he had all the materials at his fingertips, but he realizes that anyway, whatever I have, anyway, at some point of time, I am going to lose that. So before I lose that, let me know what is there which is constant. So one of the examples for that I am saying is this, that somebody who is contented also can go to the next level.
So now I also remember discussing, if you are in a marshland, 10 people, they don't even know they are in a marshland. But if one of them realizes and that he realizes that is a marshland, he tries to come out by himself right there. But what he does instead is to pull the other person down.
Yeah.
As a result, the 9 people go away from him and he is left by himself. Now the only way to come out of a marshland is for somebody who is not in the marshland to help you to come out from a different level. So as you were describing here, that okay, the urge to change the level of consciousness must come from within, and it can come for a person who is completely satisfied or completely dissatisfied.
Yes.
But once that arises, there has to be a need, help. The person must need that, okay, I need help to go out from here. Now where do I find that help? And that help should come from another level of consciousness, not from the same marsh that you are swimming in. Right? So could you now elaborate on the process of going, now that I realize that I am stuck up in this level of consciousness in the marshland, I need to go to the next level, I need help from the next level through some teaching, through some pointers, or even more concrete than that, to help me go to the next level. Could you elaborate on that aspect? Because only once we know that, we could move on to our more concrete questions.
Okay. Yeah. So, as we started that no, no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness which created it. Okay. So, the example which I usually give, which you mentioned now, that's a marshland. And if somebody is in a marshland, it is not possible basically. One has to understand it's not possible for oneself to come out of it on your own. So, for that you need to have someone who is not on a marshland, who is maybe on a steady ground or maybe in the air, or you can call a friend and then you ask a help from a helicopter and then you get yourself lifted. So, if one understands this, and along with that, if the person has got quest now to come out of that, the purity of quest or the quantum of quest, both things are important. And I feel if one has got the quotient of quest is 100%, then the help comes. And help need not come always from a person. It can be from a person, but it can come from a life experience. It can come from a living beings around us. It's just a matter of being sensitive.
Right.
Yes, I want it.
Yeah.
I want it, and you will see a dry leaf falling from the tree. Dry leaf falling from a tree. You will see it falling, and it's not falling at the foot of the tree. It will go anywhere, wherever it takes. There is no insistence of that dry leaf that okay, I belong to this tree, so I should fall near my base only. It will go anywhere. So, such a small incidences also, experiences also can let you go beyond your level of consciousness and go to the next level, next experience of consciousness.
So, if I understand correctly, what you're saying is that firstly, the situation has to be such that a genuine need should arise.
Absolutely.
And it usually arises if you are totally satisfied or if you are totally dissatisfied.
Yes.
Once that arises, and that need becomes intense enough, that intensity itself makes the person sensitive.
Yes.
Around, and then the help from life
Yes.
might come in form of a friend or a teacher or a life experience, or as you said, even a simple sight like falling of a leaf.
Yes.
But so the key factor, if I understand what you're saying, that the need has to be genuine and intense and pure.
Yes.
Once that happens, you become more sensitive, you start looking,
Yeah.
and once that happens, things start falling in place. Just like a banana from green to yellow is natural, so is this, in a way, provided that urge comes up.
Yes.
Right?
Or urge matures.
Urge matures. Right. The urge that banana becomes yellow.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, do you think this is now sufficient background for us to go to concrete questions that people have in day-to-day life before they are anywhere close to either realizing that okay, things are happening through me, or they have seen that whatever I was looking for, the stability, was all along within me. Before that happens, before you reach there, you have to face practical situations in life where the background that you have given now could be helpful in addressing concrete questions. So, should we start with concrete questions now?
I feel there is one more point I would like to convey.
Okay.
When I said that banana has to abandon green color in order to reach sweetness, why is it that banana can reach it so naturally, and what stops humans basically?
Right.
What prevents humans from letting go of something in order to go to the higher level get the higher level of freedom? Isn't it? That's the question.
Yes.
That's the real question.
Yes.
What I feel that banana or any, say for example, like I'm not comparing it with banana with a human being, but the point which I would like to share, the insight that what I would like to share is that the banana is connected to its root. Banana is connected to its root. Root is basically a nature, it's nature, seed. The content of it, what we call in Marathi Swabhav.
Right.
Swabhav.
Swabhav is original own nature.
Own nature.
Right.
So why banana is able to abandon, is ready to abandon its green color and reach its highest potential, which is sweetness, is because it is connected to its root, to its swabhav.
It's always connected to
Always
swabhav.
connected to swabhav. So it doesn't have to take any efforts. No efforts are needed. It is connected to the swabhav. And as I see, the human beings, somehow we are not connected to our swabhav, and also along with that, not only that we are not connected with the swabhav or with our real nature, but also we have an app called mind installed in us. An app called mind is installed in us. So these are the two reasons I feel fundamentally humans are not able to let go of something and go to the next level.
We are, as you said, that we finally, somebody who completes the journey, however they do it, they realize that the nature was always within them. But before you go there, level 1, 2, 3, this swabhav is perhaps already there.
Yes.
But we don't know it. We don't know our link and how to access that link to that swabhav. And as you pointed out, one of the big reasons, or perhaps the reason for that, is the app that is installed called the mind. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So I hope I understood this correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. So then, that is a very good example, and I think that makes the point clear, especially to the modern generations who understand what this is all about. Okay. So now, can we go to concrete cases of how this mind is not only helping us to connect, to see how we are connected to the swabhav, the true nature, the root nature, but it is also causing havoc in life.
Yes.
Right? Can we go to those questions, concrete questions, one by one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure.